baby. Look, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Beyond Cinema with Alex and Nate. What's up, Nate? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Had a nice weekend. Only worked
Okay.
one day in the last 4 days, so that's nice. But I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. Doing pretty fantastic. Well, I mean, we're doing our first live show. This is episode 1 of our many shows to go throughout the year. But we have Scott. He's going to be our special guest for today's show. But again, if you guys are new to the channel, again, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Help us in the algorithm. And again, if you guys are with us live, thank you so much. Catching the replay, thank you so much. Today, we got a jam-packed show. All right, we got some topics we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about some Ryan Coogler. We're going to talk about his deal because of Sinners is putting Hollywood on notice. I guess not notice, but it's shocking a lot of executive big guys in Hollywood because that's a shocking deal. I don't know if you heard about his deal that he signed with Warner Brothers.
I've heard of it, but I've not talked about it or anything, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right, well, we're going to deep dive into it, and of course, I'm going to let you guys know what was the deal. They released all of it, and it's really crazy for a young director to get this type of deal. I'm just going to say that. And then we're going to talk a little bit about Thunderbolts. All right, me and Nate saw this on Friday. Scott saw it yesterday. And of course, we're going to give you guys first a spoiler-free review, and then we're going to go into a bit deep spoiler-heavy discussion on Thunderbolts. And of course, we're going to start it all off, of course, with Box Office Blitz, talk about the big movies that came out, and see which ones crashed and some of them burned. Which ones are the highs, which ones are the lows. We're going to talk about that because there's one movie that came out and it shocked the hell out of me how much money it made. And that's all I got to say because this movie hasn't been out in like 30 years. It came out on a re-release and it made tons of money. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then we're going to talk about my man Baba Yaga's coming back on the documentary. We're going to talk a little bit about that because I wanted to talk about that. A little fun facts about that documentary. But let's start it all off with some... I hope I have these buttons set up right. But... Oh, wait, I can't do that. I was about to start the show without bringing in Scott. What's wrong with me? I'm really wrong with me. See, I'm gotta get used to this. I'm hitting buttons here like an octopus. Let's bring in Scott. How you doing there, Scott?
I'm great. Thanks for remembering me.
Hi, how are you doing, buddy?
Good. It was a good day. I saw Thunderbolts this morning.
Oh,
got all pumped for the show.
Yesterday. Nice.
Nah. I got beat up on Asian Man yesterday. So
by choice.
Yeah, by choice. Horrible massage. But yeah, no. Got all pumped for Thunderbolts this morning. And
nice.
I'm ready to talk about it. This Ryan Coogler deal, have no idea what it's about. So ready
Oh,
to
I know
hear
you're a
about
big
that.
fan of Sinners. That's something that we talked about.
I love that movie.
All right, we'll talk about it a little bit. We'll talk a little bit about Sinners. We all saw it.
Let me say hi to the chat real quick.
Say hi
Jay,
to the chat.
What's up, Jay? Tony's here. What's up, Tony? Jimmy's here.
What's up, Jimmy?
And Jay says, I just got home from Sinners. So there you go. He's going to get a little more, extra news.
Ooh, a little discussions about Sinners, Thunderbolts, and everything. All right, so with that said, I'm going to hit some buttons here, and hopefully these are attached to where I needed to go. But let's start it all off with some Box Office Blitz. All right, so there you have it. That is Box Office Blitz. All right, so let's bring up the numbers for this week. Okay. Well, this week Sinners took first place again with $45.7 million at the box office. The 20th anniversary of Star Wars at $25.5 million. I think it reached $50 million. I don't know. Nate could pull that up if he's pulling that up. And of course, Accountant 2, which I saw and Nate saw, $24.5 million. So I'm kind of happy with that. Minecraft again at $22.7 million. And Until Dawn, which is a video game property, $8 million from the director of Shazam. So with that said, Nate, since you are the pulse of the theater, what do you think of
so that
these
was
numbers?
I'll touch. That was last weekend. So I have this weekend's numbers too.
Okay.
But just to touch, the only thing I think important here, there's two things.
Yeah.
One, Star Wars Episode 3 re-release. I went to see Accountant 2 that Thursday, and my theater was absolutely jam-packed with people wearing robes and with lightsabers, walking around with lightsabers.
Yeah.
It was all Star Wars people. Like, my theater for Accountant 2 was maybe 20 people, and the Star Wars theaters were like sold out. So, and it was all younger people. So it was the 20th anniversary. Most of the people there look like they were in their 20s. So I'm assuming it was a movie they saw when they were a kid, or maybe they're just diehards. Because I went to the episode 1 re-release and nobody was there. But episode 3, crazy. And the second important thing on this last weekend, Sinners, that was a crazy hold. I think they only had like a 15% dip or something like that from week to week, which is insane. 45 on the second weekend.
Yeah.
Insane, because the first weekend was like 50 or 48 or something like that. So it was really close. A good hold. Very impressive. A lot of people were impressed with that because it's an original movie. It's not an IP. It's not a comic book. It's not a TV show. So I thought that was very interesting. Yeah, and Minecraft just won't die. That movie is like going crazy.
Yeah, no. I mean, you're absolutely right on that. Scott, anything weird about these numbers?
I'm a little surprised that Revenge of the Sith got such a big jump in the box office for the re-release and everything like that. Because I remember everybody saying how they hated the prequels back in the day, but now it got popular, and then I'm seeing people's letterbox scores are like 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. I'm like, didn't you guys hate this movie like 15 years ago?
I mean, you're absolutely right. And the crazy boost about this movie is the fact that Star Wars Celebration just finished. So in Japan. So I think a lot of people are still hyped up with that. They got to meet the people and they were like, oh my God, episode 3 is out. We gotta go. And everyone went. I mean, episode 3 out of all the 3 is the best one out of all of them. So why not see when Anakin, and Obi-Wan has that dope fight on, and I forgot where the hell was it, Mustafar? Is it where they fought?
Lava planet.
Yeah, the lava planet. Yeah, Mustafar. That planet. They tore each other up. So I kind of like that. But yeah, I mean, Accountant 2 I enjoyed the movie. Nate, not so much. You guys could check out the review over at Nate's Instagram page. We did a live Instagram on that film. Sinners, we didn't get to talk about Sinners. We talked about it a little bit on the Patreon chat. But I enjoyed the movie. Yeah, I enjoyed the movie. Right. I thought the movie was pretty good. I don't want to spoil it in case people are going to go see it. So I just want to say it's a very fun, it's a good movie. Very shocking on how he tied a lot of the blues music and everything to lore. I thought that was pretty creative on how he did that. And Ryan Coogler did a great job. I mean, he's a great director, rising director. Everyone talks about Christopher Nolan and how he's like the big time director. But I got to say, Ryan Coogler it should be up there also. It's pretty good.
He's a chef of cinema with that movie is what he is. He sprinkles in just the right amount of everything.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I loved it.
What numbers you got, Nate? You said you had numbers.
Yes. So this weekend's numbers. So you could leave that one up so we can compare. So Until Dawn was 5th last weekend. It was 5th again this weekend with another 3.8 million. So took a dip, 60 or 52% drop. In 4th place was The Accountant 2. So it dropped one spot, only made 9.4 in its second weekend.
Okay.
It's not doing anywhere near as good as the first movie. It's at 54 worldwide so far. Minecraft movie jumped up. It went from 4th to 3rd. So that it made another 13.7 million. It is at a worldwide total of $873 million.
And they just released, didn't they just release the Block Party edition where you could throw chicken jockeys now and throw popcorn and everything?
I think they're doing special screenings where you can be crazy. They were doing it anyway, but now you can do it without
getting thrown out.
Exactly. Okay, number 2, Sinners with another crazy hold. Only lost 27%. It made 33 million this weekend. In its 3rd weekend, it's at 236 worldwide. It would be higher, except I had a discussion with my friends. I think you guys might agree. It's a very American movie. It is not a Sinners.
Okay.
It's set in the American South in the 30s. No one's gonna relate to that so much in like Italy or England. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it has its basis in America. So it's doing great here. It's like 172 or something like that in the US, but worldwide it's a little lower. Makes sense. And number 1 this weekend, Thunderbolts. Asterisk. $76 million US, 86 worldwide, at 162 million opening this weekend. Low for Marvel standards. It's less than Captain America, the last one,
Mm.
by a bit. That one was not way higher, but it was a little bit higher.
You mean a Brave New World?
76.
Captain America, Brave New World. Okay.
Yeah, Brave
Yeah.
New World made more on the opening weekend. But 76 million.
I mean, that's not bad. Well, so
That's not
Tony
horrible.
Movie Chappie said David Sandberg is really having a rough time lately. Shazam 2 and Now Until Dawn. He needs to do something original again, like Lights Out. Yeah,
I saw
mean,
Until Dawn. It's horrible.
Is it? Is it? I thought it was a video
really
game.
bad. It is a video game,
yeah.
but apparently they just used the name and a couple of for example, there's a slasher in the movie. And like the mask, the way it looks, that's from the game. But the story apparently is totally different. I never played it. I hated the movie. So I don't know. I think it's not faithful to the game though.
And then Tony also says, Scott, you got to remember those people that hated the prequel trilogy at the time and thought Lucas destroyed the franchise until when the sequel trilogy came out. Now everyone lumps them now. Accountant 2 was solid, but I definitely like the first one better. Hi, Stephanie. Stephanie's here.
What's up, Stephanie?
And he goes, I went to a block party at Epic and it was a blast. Oh, I think he's talking about Minecraft.
He went to the Minecraft thing.
Block party. Okay, cool.
Bless you for that, Tony. I would never.
You never see it again? La 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 lava. Chicken.
I didn't even hate the movie. I didn't hate the movie. I thought it was okay for like a family movie, but I would never choose to go to a theater where they could all like scream and throw stuff. I wouldn't do that. I couldn't do it.
Oh man, I sing that now every time I want to go to I want to go to a KFC drive-through and then be like, yeah, what would you like to order? I'll be like, la lava, chicken. Ooh, Steve chicken.
Bro, that song is funny.
Yeah. Ringing the bell. Oh my god. But yeah, all right. Mamacita, you be ringing the bell.
I like Jack Black, so I like that part. I thought it was funny.
No, it's a funny movie. I mean, he creates so much good stuff. All right, Stephanie said, I might wait till Accountant 2 streams to watch. I wasn't a huge fan of part 1. You know, yeah. You won't like this one if you're not going to.
That much either.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, with that said, let's move it along and let's get to a little bit of cinema today. Ooh, that is not queued up. All right. Anyway, with that said, that was supposed to be the cue. I have the video. I don't know why it didn't kick in. So again, my bad. I'll have everything working. This thing, it's like the Tin Man. I got to throw some oil, like quick.
Oh yeah,
quick. Yeah, it's been a while since we did this. All right, so with that said, in cinema today, we're going to talk about some topics around the world of cinema. So first things first, because I wanted to talk about this before we get to the Ryan Coogler stuff, because that's going to open up a big discussion piece amongst us and the people watching. I was kind of shocked, and so this is coming out May 9th. Now, this is the Wick is Pain documentary they're releasing. Now, I was really shocked that they're releasing this way before, was it Ballerina? So I guess they were getting people warmed up with John Wick franchise and going, well, let's get people with the Wickness again. So I don't know if you've seen the trailer to this, Nate. The Wick is Pain. All right, well, I'm not going to play it because this thing is like 3 minutes long and I'll make it copyrighted. But Scott, did you see the trailer to this documentary? Okay, so I'll just explain it quick. The whole point of this documentary is showing the behind the scenes of John Wick before he was nothing. And they recorded everything to the point of they were going to get shut down because they had no more money left to even make the movie. And you got to see the behind the scenes of the both directors not liking each other, David Lynch and Chad Karinsky. You see them going at each other. They're talking about that. Eva Longoria, I think that's her name. Mm-hmm. She's the one that gave the movie $5 million, and that's the reason why John Wick is. If it wasn't for her, this movie would never been made. So I guess they're gonna show all of that. Even Keanu, which is weird because Keanu, everyone's like, oh, Keanu Reeves is such a millionaire. And I'm like, I still don't understand why he didn't give his own money. But they were down like close to $2 million or something like that. But I don't know how that works in terms of because he could have got them out of the financial rut, but Eva Longoria came in. So Yeah, so I want to know if you guys seen the trailer. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of Wick is Pain. Any thoughts from you guys on the documentary?
Where is this? Oh, this is just going to digital?
This is only digital. It's not coming out physical. So with that said, I'll show you because I went to the Apple TV on my Apple TV to see if it's anything up, and there was. This is from my screen on my TV. It's only $10. And it tells you right here what it is. Wick is Pain is an incredible true story behind the makings of John Wick's franchise, starring Keanu Reeves. What began as an independent film, facing numerous obstacle courses, including financial challenges, which is pretty cool. You get to see that, and him getting really hurt. Quickly evolved into a global phenomenon that redefined the action genre. So you got to see a lot of stuff. So I don't know what you guys think.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Go ahead.
I'm not watching this. This sounds like, first of all, it sounds like a bonus feature on a D. I would never pay $10 to watch a behind the scenes feature of a movie. It feels like it also seems like it's too close to the movie. Like John Wick 1 came out in 2014.
Right.
This seems like something that should be released in like 20 years after it's released, where it's like, remember John Wick when it, like changed the action genre in the 2010s. It's too close. They're still making these movies. Like they're going to make a John Wick 5. Like, I don't know. It's not that I'm not interested per se. I would not pay $10 for this. This should be something that's either like on a streaming service or put it on a like re-release. Well, for the 50th millionth time, a John Wick Blu-ray and put this on it. It seems like that, a making of featurette. I'm sure the information's good, and I love John Wick, but I wouldn't pay $10 to watch it. There's no way. I wouldn't pay $1 to watch it. If it was free, I'd watch it. But that's just my opinion. I think it's too close, and the movies are still being made. It would be cool as a retrospective, but that's just me.
Scott?
Yeah. I'm with Nate on this one. I'm not that interested in paying $10 to watch this. Like, I'd watch it if it was a bonus feature on one of the 4K sets or something like that. But other than that, I'm not going to seek out this thing for $10 and go watch it digitally. It's just not something I want to do.
Yeah, well, I can't fall with you guys because look at the next photo. Pre-order.
That surprising photo of the week. Alex to watch a bonus feature. That's your boy. John Wick's your boy.
Oh my God. I knew you guys were going to say that. I knew it. I was like, oh my God. I was like, let me take the photo of pre-order because I knew that everyone's going to go, no, I'm not going to watch it. No, but I'm very interested, and of course, we're gonna bring the review onto the channel. So once it's done, I'll watch it. I'll do like a quick review on it. But I'm looking forward to it because I always wanted to see because they always talked about the financial stuff, but they never got into it. And I hope this gets a little bit more into it because I am very intrigued in that part of it. But yeah, I was just laughing because I was just like, this was too rich. But anyway, yeah. So let me know in the comments. Yeah.
I do, and I'll jump over there because we got a couple. But I'm interested in these things. I just can't. I don't know why it's $10. I don't know why it's not just like on Hulu or that's what it seems like it should be, or Netflix. Behind the scenes document. This is a making of featurette, but
no, you're right. You're absolutely right. It should have came out. Yeah.
But anyway, okay. Tony says, you don't gotta worry, Alex. I definitely will be watching it. So he's gonna pre-order it too. Jimmy says Keanu didn't believe in himself. That's why he didn't put the money up himself. He didn't believe in it. Jay says, I bet Alex would love it if it came out with physical. He would buy the steelbook of this, Jay. Alex would have the steelbook of Wick is Pain.
Steelbooks.
And a little Funko Pop. Like,
Funko Pop.
Wick is Pain Funko Pop. Of Evil Longoria signing a check.
Have you ever seen the Geeks and Flicks Funko Pops?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta send you yours. I have to send you. Yeah, I have to send you.
Yeah,
yours.
I don't have them yet.
Yeah, I have to send our Geeks and Flicks Funko.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're awesome. Tony says, I love watching behind the scenes and making of movies. I personally would love a documentary on the island of Dr. Moreau on Wes Craven's Cursed, knowing all the troubled production of it. And I like Cursed unrated cut. It's a guilty pleasure. It's a blast. You know what? I'm not in the mood tonight to comment on. Yeah. All right, right on, Tony. Right on.
Good for
I'm
you.
feeling like I'm in a good mood. You know, I don't want to be like, Tony, that movie stinks. I'm not gonna say that.
All right, look. With that said, look, that's the John. Just let us know in the comments or leave in the comments of the YouTube page if you guys are checking out the rerun of the live show.
Is that a
Let me
buy?
know
Are
what you think
buying
of
it for $10 or it's a rental?
No, I'm buying it. It's my digital copy. It's $10.
$10, you better be able to own it.
You know, yeah, better. I'm not. It's just a pre-order for the actual documentary. That's pretty much it. Yeah. If it was for rent, I would have been tight. I would have been mad tight.
You get 48 hours to watch it.
Yeah, I would be. I hate one thing. I hate is one of my pet peeves is where the new movie comes out and it's like $30 to rent, right? Oh no, it's $30.
$20.
Yeah, $30 to rent, to buy $29.99. I'm like, wait, well, how does that work? Am I renting it or am I buying it? Like you people, like no, it doesn't work like that. But anyway,
Jimmy says, but you didn't say it. No, I didn't say it, Jimmy. I said I'm not going to say that. I said I'm not going to say that movie stinks. So I didn't say it.
No,
I don't know what Jimmy's talking about. He's Jimmy's trying to stir the pot.
Yeah, he's stirring the pot. All right, so let's get to this Ryan Coogler thing, right? Did Ryan Coogler's Sinner's contract made Hollywood lose his mind? So I know you guys don't know what the contract is. Nate said he might know what it is. If you guys know what it is, just let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this. Now, here we go. Ryan Coogler, while he was selling his script to, he put it out for a bid, and people were bidding on it. I think Warner Brothers is right. Warner Brothers paid, and they went to the negotiating table, and Ryan Coogler was like, "Well, if you want this movie, this is what I want. All right, you're not getting this shit for cheap." All right, so this is what he got. Ownership of his movie after 25 years, the rights go right back to him. So that means Warner Brothers have it now, but after 25 years, Ryan Coogler becomes the rightful owner of his movie. Okay, that's huge, and we're gonna talk about that in a few seconds. That's no filmmakers get that unless you're like Steven Spielberg and the big dude. Yeah, pretty much James Cameron in those. He gets the final cut, say. So Ryan Coogler retains creative control over the final version of the movie. So Warner Brothers can't come here and go, "Hey, let's get that stupid dancing number out this movie." He goes, "Hey, shut your mouth, because now I'm leaving."
Remember this contract?
Yeah, remember this?
April on set holding the contract.
That's right. April, bring me my iPad with the contract. Show these dumbasses what it is. Right? So he gets the final say, final cut, which I love. Okay. Now, this is the big one. This is pretty much the big one. He receives a portion of the film's box office revenue from the very first dollar, rather than waiting for the studio to recoup its costs of investments. My man is getting paid. Now, for those of you out there, Ryan Coogler was in a financial, like really bad financial thing, because he said during Creed, he was like down like $200,000 in debt and all that crap. Now he's like, this movie and the other Black Panther, it just shot him. Like now he's good. He's living good now. Now he's big time. So that is pretty much the big three that Hollywood is like, holy, this guy is not even that old enough to get this type of contract. This dude signed, he's like the youngest. If you want to do it in baseball terms, he's like Juan Soto of Hollywood right now with this contract. So Nate, what do you think of this contract that he signed? Do you think Hollywood is like, holy crap? Like,
dude, Ryan Coogler's my age, so yeah, I'm not that old. He's only 38. Fantastic. Love it. Let me tell you something. I absolutely love everything about what you just said. Everything, when you're giving the details and we're telling the people what this contract entails, I love it. I love it. I want to tell you why I love it. Number one, Ryan Coogler, he's betting on himself. He's betting on himself. He's saying, what I have here, people want to watch. I believe in my vision. I believe in the movie I want to make. And he knew, to him, whether it turned out that way or not, he knew, to him, he had a hit on his hands. The studios, if you're shopping it, hey, and one studio is not willing to give you final cut. Let's say Universal is like, hey, we like the terms, but no final cut. And Warner Brothers says, you know what, we'll give you the final. Good on him. I absolutely love it. I hope more directors do this. 20 years or 25 years to get the right. I mean, that's a long time. Warner Brothers is going to be making money off this thing. To me, it's a win-win. This is a win-win because the studio's doing well, right? He's getting money on the front end. Beautiful. Good for him. They're also still making money. They're going to make money when this comes out on discs and digitals and rentals. They're going to make money when they license it to streaming services or if they put it on Max, whatever the case is. So Warner Brothers wins. He wins because at the end of the day, he will have the rights to his film in the future. You think about like music artists, right? When they always want their catalog, it's the same kind of thing. He can choose if he wants to let people use it, this and that. And in 20 years, he's only gonna be not even 60 years old. So he'll still be old, like young enough to enjoy it and do whatever he wants. I think it's great, to be honest with you. I love the final cut thing the most because that's his movie.
Yeah.
For better or worse. If people didn't like it, it's Ryan Coogler's movie. If people loved it, it's Ryan Coogler's movie. Studio, he can't say, oh, Warner Brothers interfered. Nope, they didn't interfere. You had final cut and sink or swim. It's bold. I love it. And I don't know if studios will want to do that with direct. I bet Nolan could do something like this.
Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, some of those. I don't even know if Spielberg can anymore. He's old.
Yeah.
He's old.
Let's be real. Let's be real. He's old in the sense of like, what was his last mega hit? It's been a
Ready
while.
Player One.
Yeah, Ready Player One.
Ready Player One was a big hit, but it wasn't like I'm talking like.
Oh, you mean
he has
billions.
made some gargantuan movies, right? Ready Player One,
Schindler's List or Jurassic Park.
It's been since a while. Scorsese's the same way. I think among film fans, they still love his movies, but I don't think he had to make his last two movies with like Apple TV and Netflix. So studios aren't like lining up around the block to give some of those old. So I'm glad a young director came in and said, here's what I want. Here's what it's worth to me. Let's do business. And they did business. Good on Warner Brothers. I love it. I think it's great all around.
Scott?
I agree with Nate. I absolutely love it. Key thing is he gets the final say, final cut and everything like that. And that is super important for somebody that didn't he write Sinners as well?
Yeah, he wrote and directed.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody with an original idea for a masterpiece like that, you kicking studios, interference out is always a positive because think of how many movies could have been great because the studios but they weren't because studios got too involved with everything and they didn't let the director and everybody do what they needed to do. So it's awesome. Ryan Coogler, I love you. Michael B. Jordan, I want you to adopt me after I watch that movie. I want to be your 31-year-old child. Okay. I love the deal. And I honestly think more deals like that should happen with people that prove themselves in Hollywood.
Yeah. I mean, well, here's the other stuff too. According to Venture, the deal has raised concerns among some studio executives who fear that it could set a dangerous precedent and potential to disrupt the traditional studio system. Another place said that Coogler's deal could inspire other filmmakers to seek similar arrangements, potentially altering the landscape of Hollywood.
Good.
Another person says studios typically rely on long-term value of their film library for revenue generations. Also, as noted by Collider, Coogler's deal could limit their ability to profit from Sinners in the future. So, no, I mean, I agree. I think if you wrote the movie, then you should own the movie. Just like musicians. Exactly. If the musicians make an album, the record company shouldn't keep their album. It's their album. I mean, how many artists is out there that still don't own their masters to their hit songs? Most of them. Only the big guys like Metallica or whatever got to pay for their own shit that they wrote in the 80s so they could get back their entire master catalogs. So that's the only thing. Like I am so behind Ryan Coogler because I'm like, yeah, you wrote the damn movie. You should, first of all, have final cut. Like, why would a studio come in and alter your damn movie at the end of they don't know what the hell your vision was while writing this, I know a lot of people here writing.
Yeah, I'll read it.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear your
no, I'm just saying, like, in terms of, like, creators, like, even, like, like, yeah, they're giving you the platform to market your movie, but at the end of the day, it's your work, right? Just like YouTube. Like, if we sign on with, let's say, whoever, at the end of the day, it's our show. They're giving us the money and funds to produce the channel, not to alter our course of what our vision of the channel is. So it's pretty weird how Hollywood works at the end of the day.
I mean, anything that shakes, anything that rocks the boat, I'm for. They've been
rock the boat.
Back in the day, even though studios made all this, always were the big, the ones that made the most money. And I don't feel bad for rich people, because like a lot of these directors, and they're still rich, so I don't cry over it.
Yeah.
But I do like the creative part of it, right? Where a creative person made something and it's truly theirs. It is entirely theirs. Warner Bros. Distributed it. They're going to make their money. Yeah, long term, okay, they'll make less. Oh, well, then don't invest in it. No one's going to hold a gun to these people's heads and say, you have to take this deal. Now, you could either make, 80% of a lot of money, or you can make no percent of no money because you didn't want to do it. I hope it changes things, because I want to see more movies like it. You know what I mean? And I don't mean same genre. I just mean someone who had an idea, a writer, director, or even if it's like a team. You know how sometimes you have like a director who doesn't write, and then a writer who they work together, and they got this idea, and they're like, this is gonna be a great movie, and then the studio gets involved, and they're like, you gotta cut that, you gotta change this, you gotta add that, you gotta cut, and then it's not what they wanted anymore. So I think it's great. Real quick, I'll go through the comments. Tony says, Coogler's the man. Sinners was great. Happy that the movie's doing well. Ryan Coogler is one of the directors that lets studio messed up his version of the film. I don't know what he's referring to. Tony, explain. Zack Snyder and David Ayer should have done that. They had no shot.
Well, first of all, when it comes to DC property, Warner Brothers owns the rights. So whoever is behind the camera is going to know that the studio is going to interfere.
They're guns for hire.
Exactly.
Like, those guys were just hired to do that. They were not. They didn't shop it. They didn't write. David Ayer didn't write Suicide Squad and say, "Hey, DC, I got this great idea for Suicide Squad." So totally different scenario. Most directors would have killed to a final cut on their films, especially first-time directors. And sometimes studios messed up their version. I mean, he's not a first-time director, so not a great comp either. That's kind of tough for like someone who's never done anything to be like, hey, I want X, Y, and Z. They'll tell you, go jump off a bridge. What have you made? Get out of here. Jay says the white women will be lining up if you're hanging out with Michael B. Jordan, Scott. So if he adopts you,
oh my god,
be lining up around the block. Jay says, I think Warner Brothers owns DCU. Okay, so he's saying what he agreed with you. Tony says the director cannot have final cut of a film, cannot have it, but at least let them put out their director's cut on Blu-ray. Again, it costs money to do all these things. Ryan doesn't let. Oh, okay. He corrected it. He was saying he doesn't let the studio. All right, and then Jimmy says, don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you.
I mean, well, Jerry's here. Hey, what's up, Jerry?
Hey, what's up, Jerry?
So and I agree. Like it just comes to the point now. I mean, I think now that we're in the generations that we're getting into the generation that a lot of people are starting to speak up for themselves because of the social media outlets, right? Like if they go, fuck you, dude, you're fired. Back then, there ain't no social media. It's your ass is fired. You'll find out in the newspaper and gone. You know what I mean? Now, it's like, fuck you, you're gone. It's like, did you just find out Ryan Coogler just got laid off by Warner Brothers? And then everybody's going to be talking about the YouTubers, the X social media. So, like, it'll go everywhere mad fast. And I think, like, I guess, it's the yin and the yang of social media. It could help you propel, like catapult your career, or it could destroy at the same time, right? So I think, Ryan Coogler did a great job in terms of sticking up for himself for his original piece, and I think everybody should. If you're a director, a good director that wrote your own piece, like Jordan Peele, or I hope I said his name right. I think he should try it because he's a great writer, and I know for Get Out and or what is it, Get Out and Us.
Nope.
Yeah, all those things he did not get final say, I bet. And I think he's not getting his rights. They didn't give him that.
Yeah, but, and, let's be... also, I just want to say, Ryan Coogler, if you've never seen him, and Triborough's here. What's up, Triborough?
Hey, what's up, Triborough?
it couldn't happen to a better. He just seems like such a cool
Yeah.
dude who you'd want to like hang out with and like drink some beers and talk about movies. Love him. But look at his. Go ahead.
Well, quick, because you said that. Before I went to see Sinners, he did a 2 or 3 minute explaining the differences between 70 millimeter film.
I
Did
love
you see that?
video. It's
one of the
great.
My wife laughed because I'm there with my phone, and he literally teaches you filmmaking, but in one of the most, like, if you're like, if he's in front of you like a friend talking to you.
Yeah.
And it's such an easy, like, I learned so much from that 3 minutes.
Film stock.
Yeah.
And, like, what kind of film
Was this in the theater? When did you see this?
It's in
on
the. It was on YouTube. He did a YouTube. He did a YouTube video, and he discusses the different films and what they do and how they look. He goes from 16 millimeters, and he goes, "Wow, I used this in film school," and blah blah blah. And he's just like talking like if me and you are talking in a room. And he did it like he's such a, like, I want to be around him when he's like directing guys and girls like in scenes, because he looks like he's just one of those guys like, yo, do what you got to do. This is where I want you to stand, and just let it be. Because, like, when he talked about 70 millimeters, I was just like, wow. Yeah, I was like, okay. Like
the film stock, and then like the IMAX aspect ratio and what theater can do this and how you should, like, how it's meant to be seen. But he's explaining it in a way like you can understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
He doesn't go way over your head.
And Scott, the best part about it, he shows you the film, and then he walks to a whiteboard that's already, like, he drew himself, and he shows you, like, from a director's point, like, why he chose this over this, and there's gonna be like 6 different versions in different theaters of the movie, and this is the way you're gonna see it, and this is the way he wants you to see it. And I was just like, this dude, like, I want to hang out with him.
Yeah, he's like super cool. So I'm glad
Yeah.
it couldn't happen to a cooler guy. But look at his track record, because this is interesting. This is probably why he got this deal. His first film ever, by the way, he wrote and directed all his movies so far. Fruitvale Station, that was his first film. Michael B. Jordan, by the way, been in all his movies. Had a $900,000 budget and made $17 million. So made money. Creed was his second movie, had a $40 million budget, made $173 million. So another success. Black Panther, we already know about this one. Black Panther had a budget of $200 million, but it made $1.3 billion at the box office.
Wow.
Wakanda Forever, this one had a budget of $200 million. Little less here, but it still made $860 million. And now you have Sinners, which he was also a producer on, which means he put some money into it. So good for him. $90 million budget. It's at 236 worldwide, and doesn't have the advantage of being a existing
property. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad for him. I love it. I think it's
well.
fantastic.
Besides that, right? You said 200 and something. That is without even releasing on physical media. Because that's going to be people running out the doors to get the 4Ks, the Blu-rays. And I hope he listens to everyone and releases the 70 millimeter version on 4K too. So you get to see that.
He said it was going to switch aspect ratios on the disc.
Yeah,
Ooh.
like if
yes, please.
Yes, I hope so. Because that's the one thing I keep telling Nate. I'm like, I like it for the DC, and then the Marvels, they don't do it. Like, they don't. You have to see it on Disney Plus to see it. Yeah, to see the aspect ratio switches. But one person told me Guardians 3, Volume 3 does it. So I don't know if I never seen the movie.
I haven't popped it in. I have that, but I haven't.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Either. So okay, well, good for Ryan Coogler. Says
Ryan Coogler keeps getting better with every movie. He has woken the vampire genre again. And Triborough, let's go Knicks. Him and Jimmy's. Let's go Knicks.
Let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks. Yeah, I mean, look, good for him. All right,
awesome.
Let's get.
I want to see who's going to do it next. I'm interested to see
who's going to do it.
Anyone else try? I don't know who. Like, oh, that's a good question. So, Tyan, each of you, like, who do you think? Let's take Nolan out because I think Nolan could easily do it. I think he kind of has with Universal.
What about Rianne Johnson?
I don't see it.
You mean get the same deal he got?
Yeah.
If they wrote,
if you went for it,
like Tarantino, maybe.
Tarantino said he wants one more film, and that's it.
I don't think so.
So
I think I think he mostly gets that though. I don't think he gets much interference when he makes movies.
Maybe. You know what it is? It's really hard because it's not that. I don't watch much artsy fartsy movies, so like I don't know like those type of indie guys that are like really good.
Well, this guy's doing tentpole movies. There's all Creed and.
Well, yeah, but Ryan Coogler
and-
did like I know him because he did MCU and Creed, but other than that, I would have been like, I never
Only
seen
did one
Fruitville
small
Vision,
movie.
so I've never seen that.
Fruitvale
So like I
Vision.
would have been like, I don't. But I'm trying to think someone in that realm. How about
Yeah,
the
who
guy
got the
who?
clout?
Huh?
Who got the clout? Who do you think could
Who do you think?
walk in the room and be like, "I want the Coogler deal," and
Oh,
the studio be like, "Sure."
John Krasinski.
The director of John Wick.
No, the John Krasinski. That's Chad
Oh,
Krasinski.
from The Office.
Yeah, that guy, Jock Ryan.
You think so?
What about
Quiet Place guy?
Alex
Huh?
Garland?
Well, he did Quiet Place. He did that kids game. What is it called? The kids game, a movie. That was pretty a hit. That was a hit.
It was okay. Yeah, I don't.
You said Alex
I don't think
Garland.
so.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
I like Jordan Peele. You mentioned earlier, and Triborough
Yeah.
agrees. I could see him because I don't think his movies also cost
Mm.
like
That's true.
900 million to make.
How about David? The guy who did 28 Days Later or 20 Years Later.
Oh, Danny
David
Boyle.
Boyle. He's a
Danny
he's a
Boyle.
good director.
He is
He's
very
up
good.
there.
I
Isn't
like
he?
him.
I mean,
trying to
I
think
know he
also of,
doesn't do much
writer
hits.
directors. I don't think he
Mm.
writes.
What about
But didn't he
Darren-
write 28 Years Later?
He's like a writer on it. With Alex Garland wrote it too.
Oh, okay.
He works with
what
Alex
about
Garland a
that Darren
lot.
Aronofsky guy or whatever?
Darren Aronofsky.
Does he
Darren
do
Aronofsky?
artsy-fartsy films like The Whale, and
Whale.
stuff like that?
Mm.
He did The Whale. I mean, I think Aronofsky. See, like those guys are. I feel like they're the creative type who
Mhm.
could deliver if they had that opportunity. But I don't think they have the hits behind. I think the difference is Coogler got the track record of
Right.
two of his movies made $2 billion. He wrote and directed
Ooh.
those. You know what I
just thought of
mean?
something.
It's
Who?
yeah. Who?
Robert Rodriguez.
Robert Rodriguez.
Robert
When was
Rodriguez
the
funds
last
his own
time?
movie. He already funds his own movies.
He
He's
asks his
he's like-
fans for money.
Does
I
he?
didn't give it to him.
I thought he
Yeah.
was with Dimension Films and stuff.
No,
he always makes
he-
movies with them.
He started
they
a new
distribute.
company. He started a
Right.
new
Okay.
company, and he's asking fans to donate. And if you donate, you and him do a one-on-one where you could give him an action movie idea, and if it's good enough,
Do it, Alex. What are we waiting for?
oh my god,
Yeah,
it should-
sign me up. Where is
Alex
this?
and Robert Rodriguez.
You guys can do the cooking on the DVD special feature where he's cooking.
Alex's pain in the ass. Documentary.
I love Robert Rodriguez. I
Yeah.
honestly can't think of any. I don't think there's many.
No, there's not many people.
I do think Tarantino. I think a studio would be like, look, write and directed. We want to work with you.
J.J.
Fine.
Abrams.
Abrams has his own production company, so
No.
I don't think he needs it. You know, like I think he can kind of just produce his own film if he wants. It's tough. I don't think there's many.
That's really hard.
I
That's
think
a
Jordan
hard
Peele's
thing.
a good pick. Jay says Taylor Sheridan. I don't think so. His
Taylor
movies are
Sheridan's
very
a good
good,
writer.
and he's a good director. Like
Great
Wind
writer.
River
But
was
he's
awesome.
mainly
Alfred
into TV
Hitchcock
shows
Jr.
now.
Alfred Hitchcock Jr. That's a good, definitely.
Oh,
Definitely.
how about that guy?
Alfred Hitchcock Jr.
No, the one who played Psycho, the son of the Psycho guy. I forgot his name. Oh, Norman
Osgood
Bates.
Perkins?
Yes, Perkins Jr. Oswald.
Osgood Perkins. Not yet. I don't think he could walk into a studio and get that.
Oh, I know who could get it. James Wong.
I think James Wan can.
If
I
he
think James
goes
Wan
in and
can
says,
do it.
"I got a horror movie written and directed by me. This is what I want," studios would be like, "You got it, buddy."
That's a good pick. I do think he could probably get
I
something.
think
like
so too. Him and Lee would know.
I was gonna say maybe Clint Eastwood, but that dude's like,
He's like 101. I
Yeah,
don't think
exactly.
he could.
This. Clint Eastwood
Yeah.
probably could have got this deal in 1976 for sure.
Probably.
76. And
Maybe
2000.
actually maybe in the 80s, because like in
2000.
the 70s is when he took over as a director too.
Mm.
So probably by the 70s, like, you got enough bangers, probably. Or by the 80s.
Tony's saying people who have 0% chance. Eli Roth absolutely has no shot.
No.
Tim Miller has only directed like 2 movies. He ain't getting no deals. No, neither of those guys. Sorry.
Mm-mm.
They gotta have
gotta
you gotta
figure
have
this.
hits. James Wan got a ton of hits.
He got. Oh yes, he does. Oh man. Even as a executive producer, he made hits.
I think it's
What-
a small
ooh,
group,
ooh,
dude.
ooh, ooh.
Honestly,
Ooh.
Nolan.
David Fincher.
David Fincher.
I don't think so. David
You don't
Fincher's
think
last
so?
2 movies were with Netflix. I just don't. He doesn't
Mm.
like. What was his last big theater hit? Gone Girl, which was like a while ago already, like 10 years ago.
That's true.
David
So-
Fincher.
I pulled up top directors of today. I'm going down the list.
I love Fincher. But I just don't. It's such a weird thing to think of. Like, who else can get that?
Dennis
sort of final
Vanilla or whatever his name is. What is his name?
Oh, the guy who did Dune.
Yeah.
Dennis Villeneuve.
Oh, Denny Villeneuve. Oh,
Oh, there you go. Dennis the Villeneuve.
I was gonna say, okay, Terrence Malick, but that guy does whatever he wants in his movies anyway.
Oh, that guy. His movies look like they cost $15. Walks around the beach, filming the sky, and
Oh
people
my
walking
God.
barefoot. I'm
Robert
good.
Zemeckis?
No,
Oh, he could have back in the 90s. He
Correct.
could have.
I think
In the
he could've.
90s, he could have.
There's
Now
a
he can't.
million directors who could have got this deal.
No,
if-
but Robert Zemeckis is a big like. I mean, even now, if he does a movie, everyone's gonna flock to the theater because
No.
he's just a good director.
Remember Here? That just came out last year. Nobody saw it.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't.
Maybe.
I didn't
You didn't even know
it was
that?
there. I
He's such a
retract
big
that.
director. They're gonna flock to the theater
They're
to
gonna
see
flock.
this movie.
Back
I
to the
never
future.
heard of it.
Do you guys think? Hold on. Do you guys think
Who?
Edgar Wright could do it,
Oh, that's a good one.
or the guy who did the 3 movies, The Witch and Lighthouse?
Robert
and
Eggers?
Nosferatu?
Oh,
Yeah.
Robert Eggers.
He's close. I think those are the guys that are close because they're kind of young-ish. They're in the same generation,
Mhm.
and they have had a lot of success. I feel like you have to have a track record. Like you know, each of your movies is
series of
doing really
bangers.
well. Yeah,
Yes.
Mhm.
Like
I
back to
can
back
see
to
that.
back. And
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
back.
But I don't think the guys who had hits like 20 years ago are going to be able to do this.
No,
Stanley
Ridley
Kubrick's
Scott.
dead.
Like
No. Who?
no.
I said Stanley Kubrick's dead.
But if he was alive, he could. He probably
Oh, he
could have
could-
done that.
he
back
could
when was
pull it,
making
yeah.
movies, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Triburl
that was
says
a
Zack
discussion.
Snyder. No.
Hell no.
Mm-mm.
The
They
guy
kicked him
said
out of
his last 3
DC.
movies have been with Netflix as well. He can't even make it. He don't even
No.
come out in the theater anymore. So
No, I mean, well, that's due to fan.
that's because he's a
Whatever.
straight to DVD Snyder now. That's his new name.
Straight to DVD Snyder.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, let's get to some Thunderbolts. All right, now, for those of you out there, if you have not seen Thunderbolts, we're going to do a spoiler-free right now. And then we're going to let you guys know when we're going to spoilers. Okay? So,
Mhm.
Yes.
with that said, let's get into some Thunderbolts. I got to see it Friday. Nate got to see it. Now, we're going to talk about the mid-credit, post-credit, but we'll do that during the spoiler field because those were pretty useful. And I will say this, the final credits, the last 2-minute one, because it was actually pretty long, it was like 2 minutes, was
Wow.
directed by the Russo brothers. They
No wonder.
Yes, they released it. They said they did it because it ties to Doomsday. So
Right.
we'll talk about that when we get to it. So spoiler free. Scott, since you saw it fresh today,
Mm.
what do you think, buddy? Well, what do you think of Thunderbolts? Spoiler free, remember. Spoiler free.
Okay. I'll give you a quick overall.
Quick overall.
Quick overalls. If I was gonna rate the movie, I'd probably give it out of 10. I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
I think it's a decent, like, I'm not saying, oh God, yeah, this is going down with Endgame and all the other ones that are so good. I mean, but it's a step and it's a climb in the right direction for Marvel because they've just been shit in the bed lately on all their releases. It's just not been good. People have not been happy with it. The TV shows suck. The movies have come out have sucked. I mean, you just you're rolling in a turd, man. But yeah, it's definitely a step in the right direction. I think it's one of the better Marvel products that has come out in probably since like Guardians 3, I would think.
Okay.
It had that old Marvel zest that brought me to the theater that I looked for. So I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it.
I like that. Nice, short, sweet, get to the point.
Mhm.
Love it. See, I love it. That's why I love having you here. And not because you look cute
Yeah.
with that beard. It's because you're good. All right. Nate, what did you give this movie? We haven't talked about it much. You did say you
No.
saw it Friday, but we never got to speak on it. So what did you say?
Yeah, and I didn't do it on a theater review because we're gonna do them here. So I figured, why am I gonna review this twice? I don't feel like it. I agree with a lot of what Scott said. I enjoyed the movie. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Like my letterbox score was an 8 out of 10. On further thought afterward, I probably hover around a 7.5, just under an 8. Probably like a 7.5, like final score, 7.5. But I do, because I have some issues with it. But if we're just gonna kind of stick with the overview positives, I liked it. I thought it definitely is not peak MCU. I personally don't think they'll ever go get back there. However, if you want to just say since Endgame, this is probably in the top few movies that have come out since Endgame. It feels the most like the pre-Endgame MCU movies, and that's why I definitely agree with Scott. It feels, for better or worse, whether the tropes work for you or not, it feels more like those movies than like, let's say, Shang-Chi or what was the other one? Captain Marvel, the Marvels or whatever, And I liked it. I thought the story was interesting. I don't care anything about these characters at all. Like, even in their other movies that they were in. I love Florence Pugh as an actress, but like Yelena was not a character that I was crazy about. She's fine. Everyone else is side characters, but they put these side characters in a story that I was into it. It's simple. They don't overdo it. I'll save negatives because I know we'll get to that section because I have a few, but overall I thought it was a fun movie. I don't think it's groundbreaking. I don't think it's reinventing the wheel. I don't think it was trying to, but definitely better than the last few. I don't count Deadpool and Wolverine because that was that was a leftover from Fox and that was Hugh Jackman. Besides that, it's better than the last few movies that came out.
All right, so for myself, when it comes to, I don't watch more. I never seen none of the Marvels after Black Widow, so I didn't see nothing. Right. This is like I see Deadpool, Wolverine, but that's because of Wolverine. Other than that, I would have never seen Deadpool 3. But yeah, other than that, I didn't see the other ones. So this is my first one walking into MCU
for you because you had you had the dad in here, you had Yelena here. They were in Black Widow.
Yeah, exactly. So and I like Red Guardian. That's my dude. He is my dude. I don't know why, but we'll talk about it more in spoilers. But what did I think of this movie? I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. I give this a 6 out of 10. So for me, it would be a 3 out of a 5. I had a lot of problems with this movie, more than you guys. I don't know, maybe. I thought it was a fun movie. At the end of everything, it was a fun movie. I don't like the message of the movie. I think that's what took me and the audience out, because our audience was kind of like, when certain things happened, they were not happy.
Really?
Yeah, we'll talk about it in the spoil. We'll talk about it in the spoilers. But yeah, like certain things with the messaging, I wasn't too into. But out of everything, if you enjoyed the father, Red Guardian, he's really good in this movie. I like the White Widow. I always like Yelena. I thought she was pretty cool. I like Bucky, but again, we'll talk about Bucky's in it. He was fun. My dude is Kurt Russell's son, bro. Oh, my man, Wyatt Russell. Oh, that's my dude. And he acts exactly like his father, because sometimes I forget. And I'm like, damn, Kurt Russell's pretty good in this movie. Because he talks like him. He talks just like his dad. Like, their speech pattern is kind of almost identical. And I was just like, wow. So I was like, wow. I liked his character a lot, too. Like, everyone was good. They all
and the other dude's Bill Pullman's son.
Oh, Bob?
Yeah, Bob is the president's son from Independence Day.
They should bring him back for, like, Independence Day.
His dad come give him
He says the same speech.
Today is our Independence Day.
And then 25 years later, the same speech.
And then Bob flies up in the air. Holding a flag.
What's crazy? But Bob, because I was telling my wife, I was like, man, this Bob character looks familiar. And then it hit me while watching it. He played Bob in Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
He was Bob too.
Oh!
So like,
he had short hair in that movie.
Yeah, and glasses.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
I was like, Bob is Bob. I was like, this guy.
My God. What do they call you?
Yeah, that's what they call him.
His name is Lewis Pullman is the actor.
Oh, he does now. When you said that, he does look like his dad. That's pretty interesting. He
say
does
certain things. It's like you kind of.
It's Bob.
But Wyatt Russell, when he talks, it's Kurt Russell. Charisma and everything. Like
he's Kurt and Goldie Hawn.
And Goldie Hawn's his son. Yeah, they're you could see that. But I was like, wow. But anyway, in terms of the film, again, 6 out of 10. I had some gripes with it, but at the end of everything, I kind of enjoyed and I did watch Black Widow when I got came home. I put it on. I had to put it on. It was pretty cool. But anyway, other than that, yeah, I thought it was a fun time at the theater. I'll say this. But all right,
Well,
look,
before
we
spoilers, let's
forewarned.
get to some negatives.
Let's get to some negatives now. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Spoiler alert, people. We're gonna go in now. Negatives. I did not like the Void. I didn't like Sentry Void, and that's what a lot of people were not happy with in the theater. They
My
felt like
theater loved it, so I don't know. Like they clapped, they were into it. So I don't know.
I had a lot of geeks. So me and Angelina was
Yup.
sitting, and we had the dudes in the back look like they were like I don't know, because they were like, oh no. This is the problem that I have, and Marvel always had this problem. When it is a villain that is super strong, and I mean super strong, like dudes could, this dude, Superman on
He's
steroids.
their version of Superman.
Yeah, he's pretty much,
Yeah.
he's Superman. There was no turning back. But when he turns into Void, that's the problem that I had in the Superman-ness. Because he was literally the last 20 minutes of the movie. Not even the whole first half of the movie was just them running around and all blah, blah, blah.
He's just
That
Bob.
part, and Bob, yeah, him as Bob, the alter ego, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I just did not like Void and Symmetry, and I knew it because when I was sitting there, I'm like, oh, here we go. The minute he put on the Nuclear Man super suit from Superman 4, Quest for Peace suit, and he started walking down, because I thought he was going to say, I'm going to hurt the people. And I was like, oh, that's Superman 4. He looked just like the Sun God. I was like, holy shit. He looked like Nuclear Man. But anyway, I was like, oh, I'm not going to lie, Nate. The minute I saw him come down in the cape, I said, this is where I'm not going to like the movie. And I knew it the minute, and I saw a lot of people starting to go, oh, no. Because there was nobody that could help him. Nobody. And I was just like, and my wife was just like, what's going to happen? I was like, well, they all going to get their ass kicked because there ain't no cameos from nobody else going to help them. There ain't no Thor. So I was like, there's nothing that they could do except something stupid to alleviate the problem. Right? And again, and that's where people got mad, is when they went into the Void, and a lot of people started to get like, oh, no. Like,
You know what's funny, though? And I'll just... I don't disagree with you, because this is just the reason. This was a gripe for you, and I'm not invalidating it. But what I'm saying is, I do know a lot of people love that part because of it sort of dealing with addiction and mental illness and
depression.
I thought it was smart. I honestly thought it was smart. And to be fair, Sentry, he looks like that in the comic books. He has a bright yellow suit with a big. So like they got it right. Void,
yeah, they did.
I like, what are you gonna do? Just not use it? The other option is don't use him at all because he's too super. Because even in the I read about him, after the fact and did like stuff, and like the dude fights Thor and they tie. They can't even beat him. He's like a god. So you got to think of a way to defeat him. Now, where I'm gonna agree with you, because this was in my negatives, I liked it, except the very sort of. Because I know we're doing spoilers, but I don't want to like just totally spoil it. But like since we've all seen it, the way they like the final part that get him to stop, I didn't love that.
Okay, so that part that we all see, right?
Yeah.
That's the part I said, oh no. But my friend that reads the comics says that every time that is the way they have to calm him down. And I said, you got to be. I was like, you got to fucking be kidding me, bro. I was like, I just wasted 2 hours.
Yeah, I think they said somewhere too, you have to like almost brainwash him. Is the only way you could stop him.
Yes.
He's unstoppable.
Yeah, that's the only way.
So,
oh, dude, let me tell you.
So I think if that's the case, if your friend who reads it and they said it was accurate, then I can't fault them. I could just say I didn't love it.
It's a stupid transition from. That's what I'm saying. There's certain aspects of comic books that could work to live action. I understand Superman has kryptonite, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But that part, no, I can't. Like that. This like, especially a movie, and for those of you, I know a lot of people see. Most of the parts that we're talking about are all in the trailer. All the best parts are in the trailer. Sadly to say, they will all are. I mean, if you put the trailer on, I can literally go, this is the part, that is the part. Like, they all mushed all the best parts. But that's my gripe. I thought the movie was all great except that part in the ending. I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, really? We're gonna end it like this?
Yeah. I don't think I didn't like it, but I don't think I
Yeah.
didn't hate it as much as you per se. But I didn't like it. So I agree. Here's what I didn't like. Here's where my nitpicks.
Uh-oh.
Or not even nitpicks, just things I didn't like. One. So okay, this is where we're going to spoilers. So if you've not seen this movie at all and you don't want to know nothing, come back a little bit later and see the end of the show where we say goodbye to you. But and this is something that's in the and I knew it because if you look at the marketing, watch the trailer, look at the poster. Freaking, why is she in this? Why is she in this? Like, there's literally no reason. That scene can play out the exact same way with them trying to kill each other.
Yeah.
And then, it's like a tie basically, and Bob comes out without even needing Taskmaster. First of all, I don't even like I don't like their version. I didn't love her in Black Widow either, but whatever. Oh, stupid. So I didn't even like that they wasted screen time or a paycheck on her.
I don't think they did. I think what they did was they got rid of her to bring the real one.
Maybe, but I didn't even remember her being alive. Then again, I haven't seen Black Widow in a while. Maybe,
no, she was alive because they rolled over. I just saw it. So they rolled over on the floor, and then she was like, "No," because she threw the red thing on her, and then she just became normal again.
Oh, that's right. They should have just blown her up then.
Yeah. So I guess the real Taskmaster is out there. I just think they got rid of that version so that when the real one comes out, the man version.
In that way, I'm happy. I'm happy they got rid of her. I just think it was dumb that she's even in it, honestly. I didn't love the that variant part, which we talked about. And also, I wish Bucky is the only character in this that's been around since the phase 1. He was in the first Captain America movie, and I wish he had more to do because his action scene's probably the coolest one when dude shows up on the motorcycle and he's got like the Terminator shotgun. He's like, I was like, yes, let's go. And then it's kind of short and then it's over. And also the action.
Yeah, that was dope.
That's my other thing. Like that action scene was great. Some of the other ones, they're okay. There's not enough. I wish there was a little more action scenes because these guys don't have powers. I'm in. Cool. Let them fight. Let them do martial arts. There's like little flashes, but I wish there was more action. But that's just because I love action movies. So those are kind of my gripes with the movie.
I get it. Scott, what you got?
Yeah, I agree with Nate mostly on it. I think there could have been more action in it. Like I said, when we were talking about positives, they did find like that same Marvel rhythm, but then again, they also didn't do anything new. They just found like this, Bob. They found Bob. He gets angry and then he becomes undefeatable. And then, they all have to give him a hug to calm him down. And kind of lame, but
yeah. And that's you're right.
I like that character as a wild card though for future movies.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with him next.
Yeah. Well, I can't let him out because
how they trigger him that's going to be
control it. Can he?
The point, no, he can't.
No, he can't control it.
If the Sentry does anything, there's a counter thing that the Void does every single time. So it's like it's like a time bomb, right? Yeah, okay, he can defeat somebody in a fight, but then he can also kill his whole team if they're not careful.
So it's like dishes and eat potato chips.
Yeah, so it's like two bodies share. It's two bodies and one body sharing a body. So it's like you have Sentry, and then he could do the fighting, and then all of a sudden Void just pops up, and you're like, ah, shit, because he's more dangerous than the other one. And then how do you stop this dude that just could wipe out everybody?
I mean, honestly, it sounds like he just needs therapy and some medication.
They all need damn therapy. That's what I figured out with this damn movie. I'm like, Jesus.
This movie made me bawl my eyes out, though. I cried like a little bitch.
How are you crying in this one?
I knew it.
Yeah, it made me cry when they were all talking about you're not alone, you'll never be alone. He's all like, I was like, oh, that shit got me good. I was like, oh.
A lot of people did. A lot of people. I've read that people. It did make. Look, as even Stephanie says, I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay. I enjoy being introduced to the other characters. She does not read comic books. I felt a little frog in my throat when he was fighting his dark self. This would be, of course, from the end. And it said she said it hit me as someone who suffers with depression. So I do think it is kind of speaking to a lot of people in that regard, and they're having reactions.
I guess I'm more warped than a lot of people because I guess I'm more warped. I need more. I think I'm more Void than whatever. But I guess
you are the Void.
I'm Void. Yeah, I will send your ass to the dark side like that. But you know,
y'all talk about me. He's the void. No,
yeah,
me.
I'm the void.
Cry,
Nate is Sentry.
Mhm.
No, but I agree. You know, I don't know. I just feel like that character should have been with the other big guys. I think it would have been so much fun him fighting like Thor, Hulk, you know, Iron Man.
Can we talk about? Oh, this is the other thing I didn't like.
Uh-oh.
The freaking end of the movie. Now, again, I don't mean the part, the finale, like the finale
Yeah.
with Bob. What I mean is they come back, they're sitting there, and what's her name? Is it
Yolanda?
no, is it
Ghost?
Valentina? Is the Seinfeld lady.
Oh,
Ellen.
yes.
Oh,
Valentina.
Valentina.
Yeah.
Okay. She's just standing by this tarp, and they're like, "We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you." And they start walking. She goes through the tarp, and then the press is all there. And she's like, "Hello, we're having a press conference." And like, how did they have time to do that? These people were all just in the darkness. Like, how the heck did they get there? Whatever. And then she drops the bomb of why there's an asterisk on the Thunderbolts name the whole time. She's like, "The New Avengers." And I thought, okay, I don't in theory, I don't have a problem with there being a New Avengers. But these guys, like my brother, he hasn't seen this movie. And I texted him because he loves, let me tell y'all, he loves spoilers. David is because he's like, just tell me. And then if it sounds like something I want to watch, I'll go see it. So he's like, well, tell me. And he's like, that team couldn't beat anybody. What kind of Avengers, like who are they going to beat? And I'm like, you're kind of right. Like if Hulk got his brain, evil, like remember in the second Avengers movie?
Yeah.
Who's going to stop him on that team? You can't just hug him. He's not the Void.
You could hug. Oh, you could sing the lullaby.
The sun's going low now. The sun is setting down. Well, Black Widow's gone. She's the only one who could do it.
Oh,
because remember, the other guy tried and it didn't work. He's like, the sun's getting low. Now.
He smacked it.
Thor did it. Yeah. He was like, the sun. So, I thought that was a little, this is not the best team. If that's the new Avengers, like Red Guardian, Bucky, I'm cool with. Yelena, okay, I guess she's like Black Widow. The Ghost, I don't care about that character. Bob is cool, but come on, it was weird.
I would say that, I mean, if you want to bring, look, I'll just bring a little bit more peel back. I don't like what they did with Bucky. I'm going to be honest, they watered Bucky down a lot. I mean, a lot. If you put Bucky from Bucky Winter Soldier, there is no damn comparisons. Bucky stinks. Bucky's whack. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, Bucky, he's cool because he has that epic like you said, Terminator scene, right? That was cool. Mad dope, hair is blowing in the wind, right? And you're like, wow, this is so cool. All of a sudden, I feel like he got watered. Like, they really did not know how to write that character as good. Like, he doesn't no more do his espionage stuff. So, like, I'm like, you mean to tell me this guy can't get information on these people, like, at all? She's destroying evidence. But I'm gonna be honest, like, I didn't like Bucky as much. I hate Ghost. I'm gonna be honest, she was useless.
They don't give her anything. I still don't know anything about her by the end. At least Yelena's the lead of the movie. And
she was good.
Fleshed out, and she's good. And Florence Pugh's good. This is not her best performance. It seems like she's just kind of coasting because I've seen her act better. But I like her, and I like the character fine. And I like Red Guardian. I agree with you.
He's my dude. Oh,
he was the best part of the movie.
Oh, if it wasn't for him, I'm gonna be honest, that movie would have been whack. I still call it Thunderbuns, but like I still call it Thunderbuns, but like without his charisma, I would have been. Oh no, because there's some lines. He had me laughing.
Yeah, he was funny. I do think the best as far as like acting wise. I actually thought Louis Pullman was the best. I think he did a great job of playing that. Yeah. I love the scene too. It's not the funniest movie, but the part at the end when they're going through the dark thing, and then he fights them dressed as a chicken, and the guy's like, "What did you do?" He's like, "I was on meth."
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I was.
Funny.
That part was funny.
Yeah.
But I liked his performance. I thought he did I'm interested to see that character moving forward. I think at worst, or at least this movie made me interested to see certain plot lines, which I can't say that about the last few movies.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care. So if you want to do anything else before getting to that credit scene.
I will say this, that Thunderbolt Thunderbolts should continue as a Disney Plus show. It feels like a TV show. Like Nat with those characters, I wouldn't mind sitting down watching 10 episodes of my man Red Guardian doing some bonkers shit with his limo. Like my favorite scene is when they're running through the desert and he's honking, Elena!
Oh yeah. Like, who's that? She's like, nope. I don't know
Don't go into the vault.
Yeah.
Remember when he hits like the defense thing and it like starts playing Genuine, like Pony on the like the music.
Yeah, that was funny.
He's like, what the heck is this?
He's like, it's time for the secret weapon or something, and he's hitting
It's
this.
bulletproof, and then he's like, "Where's the bulletproof?" He's like, "Everybody's a critic."
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Stephanie said, I didn't feel any chemistry from the new Avengers except between Yelena and Guardian. Yeah, I agree because Ghost sucks. She's the one that makes it kind of thrown off because I don't think Bucky's supposed to have that like camaraderie with them as much. He's old. He's technically like 150 years old, you know.
Yeah.
He comes from the prior generation.
Like him and Steve
but
Rogers. You're right. Steve Rogers and him have great chemistry. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, that's I'm okay with that. But Ghost is the odd duck. And I think they did a good job. I liked her scenes with Bob. I'm not gonna lie. Like when they're talking and she's like, hey, I can, even when they were in the vault, like before they broke out, I did like it, but didn't work as good for Stephanie, I guess.
I thought Florence Pugh and Captain America had a good chemistry.
Oh, U.S. Agent, right?
I mean, yeah, U.S. Agent. I think they have really good. Yeah, they had like I think between Red Guardian, U.S. Agent, and Yolanda, I think those three had the best chemistry amongst each other.
I liked him in this. I liked Wyatt Russell.
I began to like him as an actor and his character. Like I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I kind of like this kind of Captain America. Like he gives no fucks. He's just like
he's a real step up from his introduction in the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, well, he killed somebody in that one. Like this dude just beheaded somebody.
They were just like,
I do like
talking.
that his shield got bent and it never got fixed. Because remember they flash forward, it's like his shield got bent and they never fixed it. It's like 14 months later and it's still folded.
Let me tell you, that scene had the entire theater laughing. When they were like, we gotta go back up there, he goes, he turned my shield into a taco, and it's like Matt half, and then the theater started laughing, and he's still holding it. I was like, why?
And even at the end scene in the credits, he still has it. It's
yeah. When he regains his memory, he better turn this thing back.
Yeah. I was just like, oh. All right, so let's get to the mid-credit scenes. All right, so let's do the first mid-credit where they're talking about that Sam Wilson is gonna sue them for the Avengers name. Right.
That was the second credit scene.
Yeah,
that's the second
one.
Is
Red Guardian with the Wheaties box.
Oh, with the Wheaties box. Okay, that was stupid.
It's like a comedy scene.
Yeah, let's go to the last one because the last one was directed by the Russos, and it ties to Doomsday. Yes. Now, a lot of people were pissed off at that credit scene because it spoils Fantastic Four. Like it just spoils the damn movie. So I don't get why they released that. They should have just waited on that.
Is it a spoiler though? I don't think it's a spoiler.
Well, it does it does for the Fantastic Four movie. It does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, because
I don't know shit about it. It didn't really spoil
you know why?
anything for
You know
me.
why it doesn't? Because the Fantastic Four movie is set in the 50s or whatever, right?
Yeah,
like 50s. Or
you
60s.
know they're not gonna stay in the 50s. So like showing the ship at the end, you got to assume at some point in that movie they're gonna either go through a dimension or go through another. You know what is the thing that the MCU does? The stupid
multiverse thing.
The multiverse crap.
Yeah.
You gotta know it's gonna happen. So I don't really see how that's a spoiler. Like, okay, they're gonna appear here. Yeah, I figured that. What are they gonna do? Stay in the 50s and just make a bunch of Fantastic Four movies with nobody else in them? So I don't think it's a spoiler. I guess you know what it is, Alex. Though a lot of people, everything's a spoiler. If you show or say anything, it's a spoiler. It's like, come on, grow up. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What is it about?
No. So pretty much, they show the new suits. They all have their comic accurate suits, which look dope. I'm not gonna lie. My man Bucky's suit looked dope, and it looks just like the suit from the comics he's wearing. Yolanda has her suit. My Red Guardian has the Avengers with a Z.
With a Z. Oh my god.
With the Z. Now there's no copyright.
Yeah, that was funny. But yeah, I mean, I was just like, like
what do you think of the Sam Wilson stuff? Because they're like he's building his own team and he's gonna sue, like who?
I will say this: when it comes to Sam Wilson, I was never a fan of the Falcon. So I didn't care for him as Captain America. I don't care for him as Falcon. But I didn't see Brave New World. I
didn't
pre-ordered
either.
the 4K so I could watch it.
Delete it.
But I don't care for it, but I guess he's gonna put together Spider-Man. Spider-Man has to be in the Avengers at this point. I mean, but
Ant-Man's still alive.
We gotta remember too. Robert Downey Jr. is coming back as Tony Stark's Von Doom version, so they might be getting the Iron Man back. If you think he is Iron Man and then kills everybody,
He's gonna have Shuri the Black Panther.
Shuri Black Panther. You got Ironheart, right? You got the Ironheart, right? The girl, Iron Man.
What about what happened to Doctor Strange? Anything happened to him in the state?
No, Doctor Strange should be there
in the portal.
Yeah, you got Charlize
There's
Theron.
Also Shang-Chi. He just literally had one movie and then never appeared again.
Yeah, you got Shang-Chi. You got Ant-Man. So, I mean, they got a lot of new Avengers. I don't know what's going to happen there, but I would say with Fantastic Four, I saw the trailer before this one. And I ain't going to lie.
Did you go IMAX?
Yeah. I saw the IMAX.
Did you get the countdown, the Fantastic Four countdown thing that I was talking about?
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
I'm not going to lie. I kind of want to see the movie. I saw the
interesting.
Yo, dude, our IMAX screen was pretty dope. So when the female Silver Surfer came out, and she's like, "Are you the protector of the Earth or whatever?" The speakers have rotated her voice, and I was like, "Oh my god, is this what the movie's gonna sound like?" Because I was just like, I was just like, "Yo, this is dope." I kind of liked it. I was like, I told my wife, I was like, I think I might go see this. I was like, I want to see.
It looks good.
It looks better than the first trailer. It made me want to see it.
Yeah,
now,
does it come out?
It comes out July. Yeah.
Okay.
Because then there's a scene in the trailer that makes the ending credits good, and that was where Reed Richards tells Invisible Woman, "I sent a beacon," or he goes, "I opened up a beacon or something, and now everybody could hear it." And I was just like, that's the same line that they used for Superman. Remember with Doomsday? He was like, "I sent a beacon" and all that. But
they also used it in Battleship.
And they use it on Battleship. Yeah. So it's like a line in all these stupid. Yeah, it's mad crossovers. And he's like, "I sent a beacon," and I don't know. And they put the thing in, and I was just like, oh my God. I was like, it kind of makes sense. They got to get away from 1950s to get to the modern if they got to go through a wormhole or whatever. But
yeah,
that's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know. At the end of everything, like, I'm looking forward to Fantastic Four. I can't say now. MCU to me, is it up there? No, I'm not going crazy like, oh my God. But if they keep going and keep tweaking some stuff, I'm starting to enjoy comic books. And then we got Superman too, but we'll talk about that in another live stream. But I'm enjoying what I saw. Thunderbolts, like I said, a 6 out of 10 for me. But it was fun watching the characters, and I enjoyed it for what it was. But very heavy message.
It is.
For a comic book. Yeah.
I appreciate that about it, though. Because even though it's stuck with the sort of lighter overall fare that MCU is, it had that. Yeah. I'll say, as far as the credit scene, I liked it. None of the credit scenes have gotten me kind of hyped in years, literally years. So I thought that was cool, like seeing the Fantastic Four ship. Again, my theater reacted very well to it. Like, they all started clapping. So
yeah, mine too.
Yeah. And I want to say, before I let Scott wrap up his thoughts, I went to a IMAX fan access screening. That's what it was called. Oh. It was bullcrap. There was nothing fan access about it. All that it had was at the beginning of the movie, Florence Pugh and the directors and all, they welcomed you to the theater. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And then they're like, "You are amongst the first people to see this." No, I'm not. There was a 4 p.m. showing. I went at 7 o'clock. So I didn't pay extra for it, but I also didn't get anything extra. So if you, it was bogus. But whatever. I still saw it in IMAX, so it was fine. But I like the credit scene. It got me. I'm at least excited again for the next movie, which I can't say that like Captain America didn't do that. None of the last bunch of movies did that. Really, I'm just like, I don't care. So, and I think I've fallen out of love with the MCU, and I don't think I'll ever We're like an old divorced couple, and I don't think we're ever getting back together. But I will,
Mm.
if here and there they put out a good movie, I'll still like it. But I'm not fully into it the way I was like pre the first 2 phases or whatever, first 3 phases. I think they've lost their luster for me. But I still can like one here and there.
There you
Scott,
go. What you got, Scott?
What'd you think?
Like, I mean, I agree with Nate. Like what he said, it's definitely because I got hooked on Marvel late in the time frame. I wasn't a big fan. Back in the day, I was a hater. I was like, all these freaking Marvel movies are coming out, and everybody's like, and all this crap, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. And then I got hooked on them. Then I had to go see them all, and then I collected them and got into them. I got into them when Thor Ragnarok came out. I think
That was a good one.
that's when me and my ex got into them. And then I fell in love with it. I fell in love with their formula, with the comedy and the action and like storytelling and all that. And then there was, I mean, after Endgame, it's like they didn't know what to do, and there was just this dead lull all through the universe. And I gave up on the shows. I saw a couple of the movies. I gave up on that because I kind of fell out of love with all of it. But this one, it gives me hope, that they might be making a comeback, just like Nate said, like an old divorced couple. But then, she puts on that dress and you're like, oh, baby, put that dress on.
I'll go to dinner, but don't expect much else from me.
I'm coming back for some divorce sex. But yeah, I mean, it makes me excited, like Nate said, to go see what else they have in store. If this movie was an 8 out of 10 for me, if they're getting it back.
Alex, do you think the new Fantastic Four is going to be better than my girl Jessica Alba's Fantastic Four, or worse?
I have not seen those movies in a long time.
Should it be worse?
Ooh,
it shouldn't. No, it shouldn't be worse. But there's certain things about it. I'm like, it kind of scares me. Like when she was holding up the force field. And I'm like, please don't tell me you're about to bleed and do something like, because she's pregnant. So I was like, I don't know, but
I have a soft spot for
I love Silver Surfer one, the second one, more than the first one. Yeah,
which is hilarious because that one's rated PG, which is weird, but it's like a kids movie. But I like that one too. Don't worry, we got him on the schedule for the Action Movie Guys podcast. But I think it's a property that was so popular for Marvel when it started. It's such an outdated kind of team, to be honest. But this one looks significantly better. But I have a soft spot for those movies. I don't hate them. I like Chris Evans as Human Torch. I like him. I thought Chickless was good as the Thing, and it was practical, right? Like the new one's CGI, and he looks good. But I kind of liked that they had a guy in a suit playing the Thing. You know what I mean? And who was the Silver? Lawrence Fishburne was the voice of Silver Surfer. That was awesome. Great choice. Now they got a girl, which I don't like. So there's things about the new one I'm not excited about. But overall, I think it looks. I'm optimistic.
Yeah.
I will say this. I like the way it looks, and I hope it has the family feel. It looks like they have the family feel from the trailer. And I was like, okay. Because the other movies didn't have that family feel. It just felt kind of like they came together and blah, blah, blah. This one actually looks like a family. Like they all care for each other. They're about to have a child. So how does that come into whatever fold? So it looks like it's gonna be a kind of a fun thing. I'm crossing my fingers when I say fun because I'm with Scott when it comes to, or you too, Nate. When it comes to Marvel movies and DC movies, I'm kind of checked out because DC hurt my heart so many times, and I'm like so done with it.
Yeah.
And when MCU is way too much properties and they force you to watch TV shows and everything to watch a movie, which I am not going to do. I will watch a TV show like Daredevil. Oh, let me tell you, Born Again was amazing. I will watch Punisher TV show. I will do all that stuff. But to force me to watch a movie, then watch a 10-episode TV show to catch up to another movie, no, I'm sorry. I don't need to watch Miss Marvel 10 episodes to watch the Miss Marvels movie. No. So one thing Kevin Feige I was reading said that he wants to go back to the old formula that you don't need to watch like anything in connecting no more. It's just strict movies.
Thank God.
Yeah. So if you do that, I'm good. And the only reason I like the Thunderbolts is because all these characters I watched from other movies, like Black Widow. I already know who Red Guardian is and White Widow. I know who
Mhm.
Bucky is because he was the Winter Soldier.
Mhm.
I know Ghost because she was in Ant-Man 2 and the Wasp, right? I think she was the Ant-Man, the villain there.
Yeah, she was
Was
the
she?
villain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
And then
shit.
Taskmaster was in Black Widow. So I'm like, okay, this is good. Valentina was in the ending credits of Black Widow because she framed Hawkeye for killing the Natasha Romanoff. So I said, you know what? I remember that because I was like, hey, because I just saw it.
The one thing I will say that
Yeah.
I'm not impressed with on the Fantastic Four
Go ahead.
is I like him. I like him, don't get me wrong. But fucking Pedro Pascal in like every damn show and movie that's come
He's
out.
oversaturated.
Yes.
They're gonna burn him out, just like back in the day with the comedies of the early 2010s with Kevin Hart in every freaking movie. Like they're just gonna burn his I don't know,
His
just gonna burn
flames?
burn his face out on everybody's TV screens.
Well, he's got Last of Us, Mandalorian, and he's getting that
Mhm.
Mandalorian movie, which I
Oh,
saw the
yeah.
bootleg trailer for, and it looked.
Oh no, it
cool.
looked dope when he's fighting in
It
the
looked kinda cool, not gonna
Oh
lie.
shit, my man is that
Mhm.
Also, my boy,
my
my boy Grogu, my boy Grogu swimming in the water.
Yeah. I ain't gonna
but
lie.
He's in all those
Mandalorian
things.
look good.
He was in Gladiator 2. He's in this. I agree, Scott.
His face is everywhere.
I liked him better when he was just in things here and there instead of
Yeah.
in every single thing that existed.
I think they should have casted somebody young and fresh for
No, Reed Richards should have been Reed Richards. Like, I mean, what I mean by that is it should have been played someone that looked like the dude in the first Fantastic. He looked like Reed Richards. Like, you go, holy crap. And you know, it's funny. He could replay him because Reed Richards is kind of older. So him getting the little gray hair there, he could have fit right back in that role. But I get they want to go younger. But then
They
again,
should've kept
Pablo
Krasinski.
Pascal is the same damn
He's
age
50.
as. Yeah.
what,
Jimmy
50?
just said he's 50.
Who?
Yeah.
Pedro is 50. Pedro
Yeah,
Pascal's 50.
so you could have got the guy who played him in the first movie.
Or just get Krasinski from
John
Doctor Strange.
Krasinski. Yeah,
He was
that's
good.
true. He was
He
good.
looked
Yeah,
like him. He had
he
the
was
beard.
good.
He's tall. He's
Yeah,
stretched.
I mean, look, at the end of that's my only gripe with Fantastic Four. But other than that, I agree. Pastor Pascal to me is just
Too much.
too much.
And I like him. He's a good
Yeah.
actor, but they're making me sick of him because he's in too many things.
But I do like Vanessa Kirby.
I like Vanessa Kirby. I do. I like the
With the
cast
white hair.
overall.
I like Vanessa Kirby.
But I was
But
gonna say, yeah, I'm glad they're going away from the shows. I don't watch them things. I watched
Yeah.
two. I watched WandaVision and I watched Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then I never watched another one. I was like, I'm not watching these things. I don't got time. But yeah, comic book movies. To me at this point, I used to get hyped for them. I no longer do. I go see them because I see movies and I love movies and I'll give them a chance. And if it hits, it hits. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. I no longer have the hype and I no longer have the disappointment because I'm not excited anymore. So it's like, well, if it stinks, I wasn't expecting much. I now get hyped for other stuff, but a little part of me misses getting excited to go see, I won't lie. When they do X-Men, I might get a little excited for that.
Oh,
no.
no.
I love the X-Men.
I'll tell you right now. The first trailer, if I see Cyclops he shoots an off-stick blast, I'm gonna get
blast.
my nipples hard. My niblets will get hard. That's all I'm saying. The minute he does a little
wear
bit
two
of this,
shirts.
I'm gonna have to wear like 2 shirts that day. I'm gonna be like, oh my God. Like, is it cold in here or is it me?
Like if they, I don't even care about the cast. I'll give anything a shot, right? If they release a trailer and it looks like the X-Men, that would get me hyped again. But I don't see any other property right now. Batman. If a Batman movie comes out and it looks amazing, I still love Batman. But other than that, I don't really get too excited anymore.
I mean, like I said, X-Men would be pretty good in this MCU. Like if I see them together, I would go pretty bonkers. But we will see where the future lies in the MCU because I don't know where the hell they're gonna go with the X-Men because they got to introduce them first. Pablo Pascal will be Batman. No, he'll be Alfred, the Spanish Alfred. He'll be more Alfred.
Jimmy latching onto the one gorilla versus 100 humans. He said 1 Hulk versus 100 Thunderbolts. Hulk wins easy.
Oh yeah.
If you just have 100 of these guys, he destroy them. Not even close.
But what's weird is like the Red Guardian, agent, U.S. agent, and Bucky all
have
had
super soldiers.
they all have super serum. Oh, that was another favorite scene of mine. And she was like, yours was Russian,
What
man.
kind did you get?
Yeah.
Regular.
Yeah, he said regular.
And then he's like, regular? And he said, Hydra? He's like, oh, Hydra.
Oh, that good stuff.
That was funny.
I don't know why. I thought that was really cool. But anyway, with that said, Scott, thank you so much for joining us live, man. It was fun.
Thank you for having me. Always
You'll
a
be
pleasure.
back, I'm sure.
Most likely I'll be back. I mean, there's tons of movies coming out throughout the year. We're going to be watching them all here. I already got my tickets lined up for her Final Destination. Let me tell you now, I'm going to the theaters now. But yeah.
Look at you. Who do you think you are?
Me, a human. I know. I'm becoming Sinistry, not Void yet. Going back to Void.
No, you're the Void still. I'm
still
Sentry 'cause
Void.
I go
Yeah.
every week and see 2
So
movies.
we're gonna see Final Destination. So that Sunday we'll do some spoilers on that, and then of course we're gonna be doing Mission Impossible. That's gonna be pretty fun. But anyway, coming up, what we have coming up on the show? What do we have?
So we don't have a live show next Sunday. I'll be in New York.
Yep.
So I will not be here. The following Sunday, we will be talking Final Destination, like you said. I'll probably see something else. Maybe we'll do a little bonus review. I don't know yet. We'll see. And then at the week after that, I think is also a big Mission Impossible. The week after that.
Ooh.
So we got a couple of bangers. I this summer, there's some stuff I'm looking forward to. I won't lie. So that's the next couple shows, and then what do we got? Podcast, RoboCop, and Comic Book Movie Month. We did Spawn. Wait till y'all hear that review. You guys are gonna love it when we review Spawn. So we got that one recorded, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean that's what we have coming out throughout this week. I don't want to release the dates that come out because I have to hit those things. But we're gonna do another. I'm doing another 4K review release. Well, I already did Dirty Harry. You guys can check that out. I compared it to a DVD. I ordered a Blu-ray so I could compare it to the 4K. For you out there, gonna get my hands on more stuff. I'm gonna be doing the unboxing of my Dirty Harry statue. That's gonna be coming out this week also. So a 4K review, statue review this week. And then I'm trying to think. I think that's pretty much it in terms of this week, in terms of channel videos. I think that's it. We're not live this week, but we are live every Sunday once Nate comes back. Oh, this month's franchise series is Star Trek. We're doing all 13 movies of Star Trek, which I have to start watching because there's a lot of movies.
Me as well.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing a franchise ranking live of the Star Trek movies. All 13, 6 originals, 4 Next Generation, and 3 J.J. Abrams version. Jimmy said, tune in to me and Alex in the movie theater review. We're going to watch the movie while drinking Yago Deep. Oh, yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Yago Deep. Yeah, so again, if you guys missed the live show, we did Thunderbolts review. We did a spoiler-free. We went into some spoilers there. And then, of course, we talked a little bit about the Wick is Pain documentary that's dropping May 9th for $10 on digital. Then we talked about Ryan Coogler's Hollywood deal that he did with Warner Brothers is going to be shaking up the landscape of Hollywood for future filmmakers. And then, of course, we tackled some box office blitz. When we come back, not this week, the following week, because Nate is on vacation here in New York. Once we come back, we're going to do another live stream Beyond the Cinema with me and Nate. So other than that, that's I think that's pretty much it.
We won't have a review the week after Mission Impossible. We will not have a new review because that's the Star Trek show. So
yeah,
those will be our next 2 big reviews. Will be the 18th. Wait, what's today? The 18th for Final Destination, and then the 25th is Start. So we may not. Maybe we'll do a Saturday live or something.
We'll do a Saturday live of Mission Impossible. Yeah, we'll do something like that. We'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll do like a live Beyond Cinema special. But again, thanks so much. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the episode. Again, thank you so much, everyone, hanging out with us. We went right on time, an hour, 30 minutes live stream on stuff. So again, thank you again, Scott. Everyone that's on the Patreon, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Everyone, hit those subscribe buttons. Help us out. Hit the like buttons. Till then, be awesome to each other. And I hope these buttons work. And
hit the right button this time.